It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode. Not just any episode, the first episode of 2021 of Take It to the Table. Yes, yes, yes. As always, I'm joined by none other to my. Is this yeah right? Yeah, this is obviously new for me, but yeah, to my right is none other than Mr. Rhymes. Welcome, Mr. Rhymes.
Hey, good to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. And down below is none other than Rides. Welcome back to the show, Rides.
I'm glad to be back. Glad to get popping. Let's go.
Yes, yes, yes. And of course, for the second episode in a row, to the bottom right is none other than Matthew. What's up, Matthew? How you doing?
Glad to be here again.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, happy 2021.
2020 is
Happy flipping New Year.
definitely, definitely. New year, same shit, basically. Right now, as of this recording, UK is back in lockdown. So yeah, we are back in our ass, yeah, back in our yards, I should say. Then, so yes, but I hope everyone's had a great Christmas, and yeah, hopefully this is a start of a more positive note later down the line of in 2021. So yeah, but yeah, let's just go straight to it. Is basically, as we know that it is 2021. And if you recall, for everyone that's subscribers of my channel, the last video I did for last year was where I did a roundup of my top 10 best and top 10 worst WWE and or AEW pay-per-views of the year. But I thought let's just change it up this year. I brought the guys in this year, and we're going to be doing our top five, each of all of our individual top five best and top five worst WWE and or if any I don't know what they have AEW pay-per-views. So be sure to stick around for that. We're also going to be talking about the Royal Rumble and the predictions that we have. I've noticed not many people is really active for the Rumble. I think maybe for obvious reasons, but I'm very curious to see to know what who you think is going to win the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. And as we begin, as what WWE love to put, begin the road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
And of course, finally, we're going to be bringing back the world famous game. Everyone loves this game. It is Wrestler 20 Questions. Okay, so yes. Without
But
further
I got
ado,
one quick point though.
oh, go ahead. Yep.
Have you, 2021 already started on a controversial note? Because if you saw last night's Raw.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
do you know what? I completely forgot to watch Raw. Oh my god.
Yes. But yeah, we'll definitely go into that. But of course, we need to do the intro, which is. But first, let's take it to the table. All right, cool. All right, so right, first off, Rides, do you care about Monday Night Raw last night?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's do the spoilers. Let's go. I didn't know something controversial happened, so that's intriguing.
I don't know.
I think
I've seen some spoilers here and there, but
it's not really controversial. It's more like another eye roll. Okay, so
right.
Oh wait. Yeah, the obvious.
Yeah.
He's back. Basically, yeah. That's why I forgot about it. I don't want that kind of negativity in my life, bro. Like, yeah.
So,
like it's 2021. It's meant to be new year, new everything, and then that's how they kick off the new year. It's just,
like watching Thunder.
right.
That segment ended so awkwardly. I don't know if you saw the actual episode, but it was all right. So obviously, Drew McIntyre had this match. Goldberg came down. Goldberg fumbled a couple of his lines. He kept on saying "frond" instead of "friend," and then he challenged him to the Rumble. And then Drew said, like, what did he say? He said, wrestling you is like wrestling my dad. And then,
right.
Yes, Drew.
And then, but whilst he was saying that, the flipping 2020 or 2021 copyright thing at the bottom right showed up at the bottom of the screen. So it was really weird at a weird time they were showing it. So he was in the midst of his promo, and then they were awkwardly laughing at each other. And then Goldberg pushed him to the floor, and then
he did the head thing, right, or something like that.
Something
They must have been running over time.
Yeah, they ran out of time. So he just pushed him on the floor, and then it just went to black. So I don't know.
Oh, so I saw on IG that he pushed him to the floor, and then he got right back up and just put his head into his head.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
what I
why.
saw. Because
Yeah.
I saw the Raw highlights on IG, but I haven't actually watched Raw. That's what I meant. Like,
Right.
I didn't
Yeah. On
watch the whole
TV, that
thing.
was not what it showed. So that must have been like YouTube extras or something. But yeah, it was just seeing it live on TV. It was really just awkward.
Well, like I told you guys, like when it comes to WWE Raw, I can't even remember the last time I watched Raw. I actually watch Raw on Instagram, which is so sad. Like I don't even watch YouTube highlights or anything anymore.
Bro, I don't blame you, man. I don't.
It's
I wake up on
Can I ask-
Instagram and I'm gone.
Let me ask you guys: is that the only match officially set for the Rumble right now, as we speak?
The only match other than the Rumble matches,
yeah.
yeah.
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, what are your thoughts on it? As in, do you think it's gonna be a squash match? Do you think that Goldberg might win? Like, what's your thoughts on it? I want to hear your thoughts on it, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, yeah, especially with the history, seeing like Goldberg beating the Fiend and then Kevin Owens in recent years, I think he's gonna beat him, beat Drew.
Oh my god!
And that's what you want, or that's just what you think?
And that's what I think. I don't want that.
I mean, I can see WWE doing a dumb swerve like that. I hope it's not, because it's Drew McIntyre, and you can't spend this entire year building him up, have him lose at the Hell in a Cell for no reason, which I think was probably just a contract thing, because Randy must have it in his contract. He has to win, so he's probably going to take a break soon or something. But you can't then give it back to him, and then literally in his next, they give him back the belt, they have him lose to Roman Reigns, and then you're gonna have him then lose the belt to Goldberg. It's just like
fear the spear. And look what happened with the Fiend. That's all I gotta say.
But the Fiend wasn't being. Was he though? Was he being like built up in the ways that
He was meant to
McIntyre
be
is?
unstoppable. Like yeah, of course. Like the Fiend is on paper is meant to be the most powerful thing of all things right now. But well, not now, but just at that time, he was unstoppable. He was on a tear, and it wasn't until Goldberg came in and fucked things up that everyone completely just soured on him. So
right. But then it's like, so this is my thing that I think I even said, like, and I think I'm consistent with this opinion when I tell you that certain people, in my opinion, don't need the championship. And I said that the Fiend didn't need the championship because
I totally agree.
Whenever he would lose it, that's always gonna hurt him. And you know, even Undertaker himself, on the Broken Skulls podcast, if you haven't seen the second one, watch it. It's actually quite a good watch. But he mentions how, you know, when you think of all of the big names in the era when he was big, or in the Attitude Era and stuff, it's like you think of the name Undertaker and you don't associate him or his character with the title. But yet he's such a big name and such a prominent name. And that's what the Fiend should have been, like such a prominent name in wrestling or a prominent brand in wrestling or whatever, but you just don't associate him with the belt because he doesn't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how because Undertaker has his big old 30-year-long career and whatnot, and you don't think of him as being champion, and that's absolutely fine. Fiend could have been the same, but instead you want to give him the belt and then worst of all have him drop it to someone like Goldberg. It's just like, yes, Goldberg on paper or Goldberg as a brand or Goldberg back in the day. Yes, Goldberg now.
Yeah, no one wants to see that. Like, he is not the threat anymore. Like he's just no one wants to see it. But yeah, I have faith. Even though you really shouldn't do that with WWE, but I have faith that
right, like
you should. I have faith that they won't do the dirty on Drew McIntyre because he deserves so much more. Even though that's why I think about the Fiend, but still, like, you're right, he shouldn't have even had the title in the first place. But I think it's just another niche. It should be another niche on Drew McIntyre's belt that he's beaten someone current, someone present, which was Randy Orton, and he can beat a legend, which is Goldberg. So I think it's just an excuse to try and bring more eyes on the product, but also it's just to show that they just want to bring more eyes on the product, not for Goldberg to win. That's why I think so. If they're smart, which it's a lot to ask for from them sometimes, but yeah, I think it's just to bring more eyes on the product. Because they absolutely have no plans right now. Everything is up in the air right now. So they just said, yeah, screw it, getting Goldberg. Because besides Goldberg, who's the next worthy contender for the title right now for Drew McIntyre.
Bobby Lashley. Apparently he's being protected, but yet on Raw he lost to Matt Riddle. So I'm just so confused about that. I'm so confused.
The whole Hurt Business lost this week.
But then this is why I don't understand. It's like, so I read an article somewhere apparently that Vince is apparently very protective of Bobby Lashley. So that means he's gonna get built or he's gonna get something, some big push or something like that. Something's coming for Bobby Lashley. So I'm like, okay, then so he's US champ. It makes sense, you know. That's kind of, and if you notice that the Hurt Business as a whole, it's been focused on Cedric and Shelton Benjamin and MVP. Like Bobby Lashley hasn't even been there. So I can understand, okay, maybe something's coming and okay, whatever. But then I saw on Instagram that he got beat with the roll up or something like that. And it's just like,
yep.
Well, protect doesn't necessarily mean push. It might just mean maintain his spot. He's got a fairly good spot right now where he can have the odd loss, but he's not getting completely buried, but he's not getting completely pushed. So that's still protection. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is, but to Riddle, of all people.
Well, they're pushing Riddle, to be fair. Riddle's not like a jobber or nothing like that.
Which is so weird, like, given this time and you're pushing Riddle, it's just... Anything going, sorry?
I mean, he was... I don't know too much about him, but I know that from NXT, he was a big deal.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm not saying he's going to be competing for the world title, but, you know, it's not like losing to R-Truth. You know what I mean? So... Sorry, it's not like losing to R-Truth. So, yeah. I don't know. I think middle's like a upper end of the mid card, and you know it's a fair loss to him. I don't think it hurts Bobby Lashley.
Fair point. But yeah. I don't. All I can say to that is just like. Ugh.
But I mean, what were we talking about? Goldberg. What are we talking about? Whether we see it happening or not, basically, because if you want my take, I'm kind of on the same side as you, Chaos. I unconfidently believe that Drew will have the win, but I'm putting my trust in WWE with some fear, if that makes sense.
Right.
Really, at first I was like, Goldberg's winning the title. Goldberg's going to the main event of WrestleMania, like with the title. But then I was like, I agree with all the points that Ryan said. It would just be a waste of the whole year if they do that. So I think they're going to lead us to think that's going to happen. And then it's a notch on Drew's belt to beat Goldberg. You know what I mean? He's already quoted that his second title run is better than the first in terms of being important and stuff. So, yeah. And I think just on a personal level, Drew deserves to kind of take it into Mania, man. Look, he didn't have a Mania last year, a real one. We don't know what's going to happen this year, but like, you know, let him have it. You know, Goldberg doesn't need it at all. No one wants to see it, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I really just like this whole thing of like, you know, I understand that I guess soap operas and like certain TV shows do it, like they'll bring back a character to kind of get people to watch and stuff like that. But with wrestling, I really dislike that they think the only way to kind of make nowadays people watch is to bring back like really old stars that are just like...
I mean, it worked for a while. There was a period in time where like we saw all these people that was gone for a while and they come back and you're just like, oh wow, yeah, but they've relied on it so much. I think
it also depends on who as well.
Yeah, but
like I'm not gonna mind if Rock comes back, but I don't want to see Goldberg. You know what I mean? Like it depends on who.
Yeah. And I think it all depends on how often as well, because we just saw Goldberg last year. We haven't seen Rock in 2 years, maybe 3, maybe.
I think
wrestling capacity.
The Rock was.
Last time The Rock was at Mania, wasn't it? When he had the flamethrower, wasn't it? Was
that that would have been 3. That would be 5 years then.
No, 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yeah.
So yes, then that would be 5 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't even count. That was like a 6-second match as well. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was the last time he's been around. So.
But to your credit, at that time, people were probably sick of Rock because we had him every year. You know what I mean? So now there's been some time. Like, makes perfect sense. But Goldberg, like you said, we had him 2 minutes ago. So, you know. And I don't think anybody, tell me one person that was like, yay, he beat the Fiend. Nobody. So.
Yeah, like nobody was happy for that. And yet they still think to bring him back.
And that's the thing as well, because I was thinking, when that match happened, I was like, yep, Fiend is going to like, because he was in the trade, he was taking out all these legends at the time. And I was like, yeah, cool. Goldberg's going to be the one. That's another one on his belt. And that didn't happen. So that's why I'm I hope they learn from that mistake. And then
I don't think they learn. That's the fear. I don't think they learn.
I know. So
I swear that was the Fiend's first loss as well.
that was his first loss. And he couldn't
only loss, I think.
But,
so.
yeah, with a botched suplex jackhammer, whatever it was.
Suplex number 6. That's what it was, but it wasn't a jackhammer. But I'm going with Drew.
Yeah,
Drew to retain.
Drew to retain.
I'm gonna go with Miz.
The Miz.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So here's my thing with that, right? So I
oh my god, yeah, that's a whole thing too.
So I missed a whole bunch of stuff since the pay-per-view, but I remember being vexed that he lost because I was like, basically, there's been 2 Money in the Bank winners and none of them have the briefcase.
Right.
Oh, it's Miz. Well, I heard that he got the briefcase back somehow on a staircase.
Because apparently John Morrison cashed it in.
Yeah. On the technicality, John Morrison cashed it in, and then so therefore it wasn't fully cashed in. So
that's smart, but I don't believe that was pre-planned. That was a response to Backlash. 100%.
Yes, it was, because you have 2 Money in the Bank winners in a year, and literally it's a failed cash in. It's just kind of like you wasted Otis.
They got lucky right there. They got lucky then, because if they didn't do that, then yeah. So yeah, probably.
I'd be there for Miz though, Matthew. Though if I'd be there for a Miz cash in. I almost thought that was gonna happen. Was it TLC?
Yeah.
I thought that was happening. So yeah, I'd be there for that.
If they've done that, then yeah, he will win the title. Maybe not. Maybe if not Royal Rumble, then going into Mania, 110%, he will.
But if he's gonna win, if he does cash in at the Rumble, we're probably looking at McIntyre and Miz at Mania if that happens.
Which sorry, no one's buying that. So no, like, and that's no disrespect to Miz at all. Literally, no disrespect to Miz. But that is not a money making moniker. Sorry, like it's just not.
The second Mania, no one rates Miz, because no one rated Miz when it was The Rock, when it was him against John Cena. Everyone cared about what was happening between Cena and Rock. So you're right. Yeah.
No, but the thing is that it's not me like trying to diminish him or anything to kind of be like, oh, he's not a big star, or he's not a credible star, because he is. I'll give him that. And you know what? If you put him in the upper mid card, or you can have him be like what Triple H was back in Attitude Era, like the guy always in the main event, but not the main event.
Yeah.
So Miz can be in that position, but I'm sorry, I'm not buying into Drew McIntyre versus The Miz at WrestleMania. I mean, what is that?
I will say it's down to the writing. If between Rumble and Mania they give us a solid storyline and put all the pieces together, you will believe Miz. The same way, I mean, look, a year ago, would anyone have even thought twice about Jey Uso? Do you know what I mean? But the storyline, the writing.
Do anything about who, sorry?
Jey Uso.
I'm saying a year ago, would you have even thought twice about someone like Jey Uso? No disrespect, but it's the story, it's the writing, right? So I think I still stand by what I've always said. WWE can make anybody a star.
Yeah.
Like, it's just down to creative. So they can make Miz be that person if they do it right. They haven't so far. So that's the problem. But I don't know. But we're jumping the gun. We don't even know what's gonna happen. But I definitely think Drew to retain, and I'd be open to a Miz cash in personally. I'd be there for that. I just don't want to see Goldberg win.
A Miz cash in is fine. Miz taking that belt into Mania, that's an issue for me. Admittedly, because I can't think of any name that you could put alongside Miz or vice versa that's going to sell me a WrestleMania main event.
Fair.
And that's the only what's it called? The only odd piece of that equation is the Miz, unfortunately. Like, there's so many names I could put with McIntyre that I would be like, okay, I'll buy into that. And whatnot. And that's even without storyline. If it literally was the night before, it was like, okay, McIntyre is gonna have like a little scuffle with this name, and then the match is at WrestleMania. It's like, okay, I could buy into that. I could believe that. But Miz, even with the 2-month build up or 3-month build up or 4 months, nah.
Wow. Okay.
Like, nah.
That's
just me though. That's just me.
That ship sailed. Fair enough.